Hey everybody, Rambles here, and welcome back to our Human Rogue in the classic Anniversary Realms Fresh Start. A little bit of a change of format today for the Rogue. I didn't have time to stream today, but I wanted to make some progress on the Rogue. So I'm just going to play and record a little bit and do it old school. And as I've talked about a lot on the streams recently, I don't have as much time to stream during the second part of November and the first half of December as I would normally have and as I had prior to November. So just because of real life stuff, I'm going to be streaming probably a lot less than I would like to. I would like to be streaming 5 days a week, 6 days a week would suit me. But right now I'm just not going to be able to meet that schedule. But I don't want to stop making progress in the Fresh Start, so I will be doing some of this character as a recorded series. Or rather weaving in recorded episodes into the playlist to keep our progress going. And I'll try to make these a little bit on the longer side. So at least it's a decent chunk of content. And by longer side I mean probably over an hour. I'll try not to make them super short, so we can actually feel like we're still making progress, even on days that I can't be live. So yeah, that is the deal with that, and the deal with what we're doing today. A little bit of housekeeping. I did train maces in Ironforge, and so I equipped the Wicked Blackjack, which is a little bit better than the sword we had. Also, from what I know about the Rogue, we want a slow weapon in the main hand and a faster weapon in the offhand. I don't know if this comes into play before we have poisons, but I figured I'd get into the habit now. So yeah, that is what we're working with. For other stuff, I did train first aid as well. So we can actually, before we begin here, we can make some wool bandages. And yeah, so last time on the stream, we basically set ourselves up to be ready to do Dead Mines whenever. I have a handful of quests I have to grab back in Stormwind, obviously. But today, I want to gain a couple levels. I think I'd like to do Dead Mines at like level 18 or 19. I really don't want to try to get a group at level 17. Just because I feel like that's a little bit too low. And I feel like at level 17, I'm not going to be contributing as much to the group as I would like to be. So yeah, I'm going to gain at least a level. We're going to do a bunch of stuff here in Redridge today. Or in Loch Modan today, rather. And we'll see what kind of progress we make. And then next time, we will definitely be doing Dead Mines, whether that's on stream or in another recorded. Especially with this week being kind of the holiday week and with my wife's work schedule being so busy leading up to it, probably not a lot of streams are going to be happening this week. So probably quite a bit of the content that I am able to do here on the Rogue is going to be recorded stuff. Hope you guys don't mind. It's not ideal. I would like to keep streaming characters on stream and recorded series characters in the recorded series. But, you know, sometimes life happens, and it just is what it is. I appreciate you guys being here for it. So we are going after Seers. Let's get the right quest up, then maybe we'll know what's going on. Skull Thumpers and Seers. I want to get this one done first, so that we can grab the follow-up, because the next stuff we're going to do is going to be everything out on the eastern side of the zone. Including Bingle's supplies and the next In Defense of the King's Lands quest. So yeah, that is the plan for today. I do want to start working in a little bit of stealth and opening with Garrote, which puts a bit of a bleed on the target, which I like. It also gives us a combo point, which we can drop right into Slice and Dice. And there is the problem with stealth. One of the many problems that I'm sure I'll have with stealth. Let's see if we can tag this guy. Oh, well, that missed completely. Okay. And also, like, when you're a rogue and you're trying to stealth, that's the one time you kind of see, like, how many micro movements mobs make. Like, the mobs are always kind of doing, like, see how they do, like, about face? They take a couple steps, they look around, they do an about face. You don't really worry too much about that stuff on any other class besides a rogue. It's only when you play a rogue and you're trying to stealth that you start to get really in tune with, like, how many micro movements these guys actually make. And it feels like all those micro movements are directly intended to make stealth very challenging to actually pull off. Unless it's like a non-aggressive mob. And like no other class has to worry about these little movements, you know? Let's go check back outside. Where's this guy going? Oh, this guy's going right onto us. Oh, I see. And yet we don't have the tag. The aggro on the Fresh Start realms is very rude. And I don't really appreciate it. We got credit for that one, though, after all. Even though the health bar stayed gray. seemingly indicating that we weren't going to get the tag. I don't know where this guy came from, but we have him now too. I'm glad that we're like absolutely cranking out DPS. Otherwise, we'd probably be getting killed often. I've got a scroll of spirit. Let's go ahead and pop that now. We need one more seer, and then we're actually done with this one. Made some pretty quick progress there, despite the area being fairly farmed out. What do we got back here? We got Shaman back here. We don't need Shaman. Anybody up the hill? Just some bodies. Well, that just totally backfired. I really don't like stealth. I really don't like it. You move too slow, and the other problem is that oftentimes the enemy just detects you as you try to go around them. Unless you want to take like really, really wide arcs around the enemy, which then just makes every single fight take even longer. It kind of starts to make combat feel like a slog. I think, like, I'm just going to be the kind of rogue that runs up and starts slicing people. That's just what I like to do. I know that eventually we'll get Cheap Shot. Cheap Shot does like a little stun, and then I think it gives us 2 combo points out of stealth, but I don't know if it's worth it. We'll see. We'll experiment with it when we get it, but unless stealth gets a lot better to where I don't have to go as wide around enemies, if I could get to a point where we can cut it a little bit closer without them detecting us, then I would be fine to use it a bit more. Nice try. Should have opened with an auto shot. Okay, that is 10 out of 10. Let's not waste any time. Let's get out of here. It's a beautiful time of afternoon here in Lochmodan. One of the joys of playing on the EU realms is that when I play during the day, it's like sunset time. Sunset time in World of Warcraft is probably the most beautiful time.
Keep your feet on the ground!
That was one thing I wanted to adjust. What I want to do is I want to go into the options here, and I'm going to turn off the zoom camera. Because I feel like the zoom camera is nice when you're actually going to read the quests and you're going to be looking at the NPC, but when you're just instantly taking them the way that I'm doing, it's better to have it off. And some of you guys will probably really appreciate that, because I feel like sometimes I tab through it so quick, you zoom in, you zoom out, and maybe that gives people like motion sickness. But this will be a much better. So now we could actually, maybe we could take a little shortcut. Well, we might want to pick up the breadcrumb to Ironband's excavation. Ultimately, it's just a breadcrumb. And I'm not going to do, I don't think I'm going to do gathering idols right now anyway. I think I'm going to work on the stuff on the hunting lodge and the islands. So maybe I will take a little shortcut around the mountain here without going back to Thelsamar. We have the little Dark Iron ambush event playing out here. Let's not get involved in that. I know we don't have the icon up here for tracking herbs, but tracking herbs is on. Just a bug. Sometimes it doesn't show that it's on. Same thing happens with track minerals. Oh, look at that. Heavy short bow. 10 to 20 damage, 6 DPS, requires level 10. That is probably something that will sell on the auction house. I mean, we could equip it, but I haven't trained bows yet, and it feels like kind of a waste. That weapon feels like it belongs in the hands of a hunter. And I don't see myself ever rolling a hunter on this server, so we'll look at selling it. Succulent pork ribs. I believe I already have this recipe. Yeah, I already have it. Can't learn it yet because our cooking is monumentally low.
What can I get for you today? Watch your back.
I'm gonna make these heavy linen bandages and then I'm gonna sell them. They actually sell for a decent amount of silver. It's a nice view of the sunset.
How are ya? You got my attention. Safe travels. Well met.
I'm gonna grab these quests now, but we are gonna continue heading out to the hunting lodge.
Off with you.
There's also the fact that enemies die so quickly right now that is using Garrote even worth it on an enemy that's going to die in under 8 seconds? Probably not. This might actually be pretty good. Some of these, you know, sometimes when I'm not super familiar with a class, I tend to ignore the other trees that I'm not really looking at. But on a lot of classes, and this is probably one of them, it's worth it to grab talents from the lower tiers of the other trees that you're not necessarily planning to go down long term, but that can really help out in the short term. at an early level. Somebody mentioned this on stream the other day, remorseless attacks. After killing an opponent that yields experience or honor, gives you a 20% increased critical strike chance on your next sinister strike, backstab, ambush, or ghostly strike for 20 seconds. Like, I mean, passively, that's going to be 40% with 2 points. That's a lot of, like, passive crit. Increasing the damage done by Eviscerate could be okay. Malice could be really good, just increasing our crit strike chance in general. We could probably keep moving while we chat about this. If I look back over here, like I'm trying to get down to Riposte. So maybe once I get down to Riposte, then I'm gonna circle back and grab some stuff in Assassination. And then we'll probably respec at some point. We'll want to make progress down this tree. Like, I guess what I really want to be able to afford here is dual wield specialization. So like once we can get down to that, maybe we do another respec. But yeah, some of those talents in Assassination look pretty good. Subtlety. This increases our stealth, reducing the chance that we'll be detected. Increase the damage dealt when striking from behind. So subtlety is all about using stealth. If we wanted to do a stealth-oriented rogue, that's probably where we would start.
How are you?
The flask of oil I'm saving for a quest over in Westfall.
How are you? See you around.
How are ya? See you soon. Off with you.
And that is level 18. We could probably just stay grouped with this person until we finish the second timed quest. Typically I wouldn't group for this, but because of the time nature of it and us not knowing how many enemies are going to be up, it's probably a good idea.
I supply only the finest goods. Good day to you. Safe travels.
Yeah, we really don't want to get very close to these elite ogres. That would be a bad idea. There's also an elite horde patrol that travels through here, so we want to be on the lookout for them as well. We need to get ahead of this person, otherwise we're not going to get any of these tags. I feel like we just kind of carried that guy through these quests. Maybe not, but I feel like I did most of the work. Anyway, I will say thank you. And we will be on our own now. We have 7 minutes to get back. Typically I would fight everything along the way, but we probably have time to skin some things and to fight some things, but not everything. Briarthorn. Can we do Briarthorn yet? Yes, we can. There we go. That's the 100 we need to get Bruiseweed, I'm pretty sure. We've been waiting on that skill up for a while.
Hello.
Let's make sure to empty our inventory as much as we can here.
Have a good one.
Sure, I think I just accidentally traded that guy 6 Briarthorn for 2 sharpening stones. Yeah, I did.
See you later.
I'm not coming out on the positive end of that deal, I don't think. But since we have them, let's try to use them. Oh, we can't even use them. That's weird. Huh. Maybe it's a Bagnon problem. Maybe Bagnon's having an issue. Because now I can't even click it. Do these even exist now? Or did I somehow delete them from my inventory? Let's do a little reload. A little loady load. See if that fixes it. Yeah, that might have fixed it. There we go. Alright, now we're gonna go talk to Bingles and then we'll head out to the islands. We'll do crocodile skins and meat. Then we'll head up here. We'll go after the troglodytes we need. And Bingle's supplies.
Pleased to meet you.
I don't know if I need to see like the damage popping up on the character for like the scrolling combat text. I kind of like seeing the combat states pop up. And I kind of like seeing like when we dodge and parry, which I don't even think is on right now actually, but I could do without seeing the... Damn. It's a respawn island right now. I could do without seeing the damage, I guess. Do you guys care about stuff like that? Like aesthetically, is that like a negative when we're seeing the scrolling text on the character, or do you guys not care? We got hunting gloves. Do I not have loot over here? I don't have item loot showing up over here. I apologize. We got hunting gloves. Which you could argue those are probably an upgrade for us, because we don't need spirit as much as we need stam and agility. Well, that was cool. We just killed that one and the body already disappeared. Fun times. Let me see really quick if there's a way to turn that off. So, let's see. Can we arc? Yeah, let's arc it. Maybe that'll be less annoying. Reactive spells and abilities. Dodge, misses, and parries I like. There doesn't seem to be any way to turn off just the damage that we're taking. Which is weird. It has like everything else is a toggle, like you can turn it on or off. But not the damage on the character. Alright, we are actually all done with this one. I think I'm going to run back to the lodge and turn this one in. We're going to have to, even if we hold on to it, even if we had inventory space to go do the stuff on the islands, eventually we'd have to head back to the hunting lodge. So let's just go do that now. Ultimately, whenever we are ready to head back to town, we do have our Hearthstone set to the Stout Lager Inn. So getting back to town will be relatively easy once we're all wrapped up with things out here.
Good day to you. Have a good one.
Let's turn in the quest before I accidentally vendor the quest items.
You got my attention. Safe travels.
There we go.
Great to meet you.
I think I'm gonna sell all of these recipes. And we can get all of these from the vendor in Stormwind. The vendor at the inn in Stormwind sells all of the recipes that you could otherwise get from Quest. But right now they're just taking up too much space in my inventory. And we'll just pick them up later, once we're ready to really work on that. Alright, that leaves us in much better shape to tackle the stuff on the islands. Oh, here we go. We should be able to grab this bruiseweed now that we hit level 100 with our herbalism. There we go. Perfect. A failed attempt. That's what you like to see. That's when you know you're pushing your boundaries and you're right on the cutting edge. When you're failing attempts at herbalism. If I want to, I could probably start eating some of my buff food. I think we have a few different buff foods now. Might as well try to make use of them. So the shaman are going to have a heal. We have to save our kick for that. There it is. I tab targeted the wrong guy there. That's going to result in having one more guy with us than I wanted. Let's pop evasion. Of course, someone just walked up and stole the item after we worked to clear the camp. That's pretty typical. We'll make sure to return the favor if we can. Oh, look at that. It respawned really fast. Maybe they have these set to basically instantly respawn. That would be nice. collection part was pretty easy. We need 5 more shaman and 6 more bone snappers. And with the respawn rate like it is, it doesn't seem like we're going to have a problem getting them. Despite the fact there are several other players in the area. Got a green mace, 10 to 20 damage plus 1 stamina. Might be something we can sell. Speaking of selling, I did take the greens that we had in the bank and I put them back up on the auction house. It looks like we did manage to sell some of them. I sold them anywhere between 6 and 10 silvers, so you know it's not going to be a lot of coin, but any coin helps right now. Because we are very broke. Although we have over a gold now. We finally broke a gold. Level 18, we broke the 1 gold threshold. Nice. Suddenly there's no players and there's no mobs. Suddenly we find ourselves on a dead lair. Here's a player. We are just waiting on one more bone snapper to respawn. Alright, there we go. Let's head over and turn in Bingle's supplies, then we'll hearth back to Thelsamar, run to the south, and turn in Defense of the Kingslands. There is one more follow-up to the Kingslands quest line, but we're going to hold off on that till later on. It's for a couple of name guys deep inside the cave.
My, you're a tall one. Off and away.
Great to meet you. Keep your feet on the ground. Safe travels.
Let's check the mailbox and then we'll try vendor. Like I said, it's not a lot of silver, but at this point, any silver is going to help.
I've the finest wares in the land. Off with you. are you? Hi. See you soon.
Alright, so we do have a quest to turn in back in Ironforge. And we do have to train level 18. Ambush and Gouge. So I'm going to put us in flight. I'm going to take a break right here for today, guys.
Here there.
Thank you all very much for joining me. I truly do appreciate all the support. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back here again sometime very soon. Bye for now.